Okay guys, I get it. It's been forever since we've caught up. I apologise. So today we're not doing a vlog, which is probably the biggest surprise of all. I thought we would do a very chatty and reasonably quick get ready with me. I can fill you in on what's going on or what's been happening. My next week is aggressively hectic and there'll be enough vlogging to last a lifetime, so you will have to deal with me chatting shit for the foreseeable future. First things first, I'm using these Westman Atelier complexion drops. They sent them to me and these are the best things ever. Some of the best products I've tried in a long time, and this isn't even sponsored. I don't get sponsored to do YouTube videos yet, anyway. But basically it has like a sunscreen consistency. It's so light. It's lighter than a tinted moisturizer. I like this consistency is, okay? I don't know how it does it because it's the lightest coverage I've ever used in my life. So I've been using this daily at the moment because I don't want anything heavy on my skin, but it makes me feel a bit more confident because it does cover some of the redness and blemishes that I still have. So what's been going on? Well, earlier this week I got a haircut and I absolutely hate it. I went to a salon that I don't normally go to, which is mistake number one, but I thought, look, I desperately need a haircut. I didn't have the time to go to my usual salon because even though it's not far away, it takes up quite a big chunk of my day. I thought I'll just pop to one locally and just get a little trim. Who has ever gone to the hairdressers and just had a little trim? I don't think hairdressers know the meaning of little trim. So I go, and the hairdresser I have, look, he's very polite in kind of a bitchy way, which I kind of love for him. So he was great in that respect, but I explained to him what I want, and he gets it, but he doesn't really say much. He doesn't ask too many questions, and I think, you know, maybe he's just really confident. We sit down to start the cut, and the first red flag is, he doesn't ask me where my parting sits. Normally that wouldn't be a massive issue for me, but I decided after saying that I wouldn't get curtain bangs again, that I'm gonna get curtain bangs again. You'd think he would ask where my parting normally sits. So to make sense of my current haircut, I now have to part my hair differently to how I normally would, which also means it's thrown off the rest of my haircut. So that was mildly upsetting. My haircut is also boxy as hell because what he did was just cut off the dead ends. Now my hair is all one length the whole way around, which I hate. I mean, I hate it on me, I don't hate it on other people. It just doesn't work for my face. And when a lot of people on TikTok or Instagram message me and say, what do you ask your hairdresser to do? I normally ask for it to be low maintenance with some movement. This hair is not moving. I like to think I'm quite adept at styling hair, I'm quite good at it. I, so far, have not been able to make this haircut work, so yeah, that was kind of the first thing. The other thing is, do you remember when I was fighting with my health insurance and then I switched to a new health insurance, and they are pretty good, but the issue is, for some reason, it's taken over 4 weeks, I think nearly 6 weeks, to have any of the tests that were originally recommended. So let's rewind for people who are new here. The first things I'd done was go to see an endocrinologist about my hormones, and he recommended I have a blood test and an ovary scan. And my initial health insurance refused to pay out for either of those because they said they are pre-existing conditions, whatever. My new health insurance was like, fine, we'll sort that out for you. And then it took them weeks and weeks to do because A, apparently the endocrinologist's PA wasn't forwarding the paperwork, and B, they were saying, oh, the blood tests at the place you're supposed to go to cost £1,000. And I'm like, yes, I agree that is an outrageous amount of blood tests. But at the same time, I've kind of bought the no limits health insurance, so you should just cover it. They said, we'll find somewhere else for you to get it done. That's cheaper. And I said, no problem. As long as I'm getting the same tests done, I don't fucking care where it's getting done. I didn't hear anything for weeks. And then all of a sudden, I'm having a pelvic scan and my blood tests done in the same morning, in the same place I was originally supposed to get them both done, which were too expensive to start with, but now are fine. Whatever, I'm just grateful that I'm having them done. So my endocrinologist originally said to me, you're quite slim. I'm like, thanks so much. He says, when we do the ovary test, there are 2 ways we can do it. We can do it internally or externally, but because you're quite slim, we can do it externally and sort of go through the stomach. I'm like, great, that sounds perfect, thank you. So I go for my appointment, and I'm very lucky because this hospital is essentially a 5-star hotel. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's absolutely gorgeous. I see somebody there that I followed on Instagram for ages, and I'm like, I must be in the right place. So I'm in the women's health department, and the doctor I go and see is a very kind, gentle soul, and I think this is exactly the sort of woman who should be working in the women's health department. So she says to me, okay, so you're here for an ovary scan, and I say, yes, my endocrinologist told me we could sort of go via my stomach or on top, just because we can. And she says to me, yeah, that's possible, but it's basically a waste of time because you get next to no detail. She says, are you okay with me sort of going vaginally? And I think, you know what, that wasn't really on my cards for today. I wasn't prepared for that, but I'm also here and it's taken me forever to get this appointment, so yeah, let's do it. Then she basically says to me that it's so important that every woman gets this done because it's the only way to have a proper look at women's ovaries. And I'm thinking, fuck, okay, let's do it. So at this point, I don't really have much time to mentally prepare. So she sort of draws a curtain and says, get undressed, put your legs in these stirrups, sorts of things. And I think, you know what? This will be over really quickly. Like, what is there to see in there? So I'm sitting there feeling slightly uncomfortable. And then I notice that she's pregnant and I'm like, poor you. She's having a little look around and, you know, it's slightly uncomfortable, but I'm just sort of sitting on my phone making jokes about it in various group chats. A minute or two goes by and I think, surely this is it by now. And she keeps going and she's like, oh, your left ovary is hiding a little bit. Let me just move your bowel out the way. And I'm like, thanks, that's kind of gross. At this point, I look at the first time I sent the messages in the group chat to the current moment and she's been in there for a good 8 or 9 minutes. I don't think anyone really prepares you for what it's like to have somebody looking at your insides for 8 or 9 minutes whilst you're fully conscious on a weekday morning. So yeah, that was a slightly uncomfortable experience. The very good news is she said everything looks good. She can't see any PCOS, any endometriosis. So I liked that it was basically instant in what I could see and what she could tell me. Then I had to go downstairs to go and get my blood tests, and I was getting every blood test under the sun. Camera just straight up died. It said it overheated and then it just wouldn't turn back on. So the chatty get ready with me has now moved to the bedroom and it's now 8 hours later. I think I was finishing my hospital story, so I went down to get the bloods done and I fucking hate blood tests. I would rather have somebody poke around in my ovaries for another 10 minutes, but you know what? I had a woman called Georgina. She was lovely, had the sunniest disposition. She made it very easy. She distracted me, so all good, all fine. And then as I was walking home, they already had the results in, so I booked in to have a follow-up with my endocrinologist next Wednesday. Also next Wednesday, weirdly, I'm having my first physio appointment on my jaw. So again, if you are new here, I had an MRI on my jaw because I know my jaw's a mess, and they confirmed it is literally hanging on by a thread. The right side has a disc displaced. I didn't really know the technical term. The disc is fucked, and the doctor recommended that I try physio first. I'm not really sure how you do physio on a jaw, but I guess we'll find out next week. So both of those are happening next Wednesday, and it's exciting, but also kind of, I don't want to say irritating because that's not the right word, but tomorrow I'm getting up at 5:30 because I'm going to Paris for work. So Christophe Robin, or Christophe Robin, if you want to be French about it, are taking me to Paris, which is lovely. It's the nicest thing ever, but the thing is that I have also been invited by another brand later in the week to go to Paris. Again, this is very exciting, and it would have made more sense to me to just stay the whole week, but because on the Wednesday, not only do I have work meetings, but I also have both of these medical meetings. I didn't want to move those because it's taken me over a month just to get them. Well, it's taken a month to get to this point, basically. You know what we're not doing this year is prioritizing health over Paris. So next week is going to be so fucking busy. It's the reason why I'm not vlogging properly this week, because I know I'll have enough vlogs to last a lifetime. So I also need to pack for that because I need to get up in like 10 hours. Sad. Yeah, so that's it from the health front. That's it from the hair front. What else is going on? We've just done that drop 2 of the stickers, which is very exciting. We've introduced a new style of rhubarb. If you would like to purchase any, I'll put something in post-edit here. And I've been working on the enamel keychains. They are coming very soon, same as the hats. So I think we're going to sample those first, do some little test runs for subscribers, see how you guys like them, and then we'll move on to more bits. So that's also really cool. I feel like I should probably have more to tell you. My brain is mush. My brain is a real mush. I did clear up my wardrobe today though. I've got a bag next to me for charity, which is quite nice. Officially started bringing my spring clothes in and getting rid of my winter clothes, which might be a little bit presumptuous and a tiny bit optimistic, but You know, it's beautiful and sunny outside right now and it's really light, so I can't wait for things to get a bit brighter. Yeah, I'm actually recovering from a sickness right now. It kind of came out of nowhere. It hit me a few days ago and it felt like a virus or a flu. It's not COVID. And then I remembered there was a vet who commented on one of my previous videos because we'd switched rhubarb to raw food. And she had noted that it can be really dangerous because you can get sick from it. And I genuinely think I didn't wash my hands properly once after feeding her, and this is why I was so ill, because the way the illness went was kind of weird. So that morning I was fine, I fed her food, I went to run some errands, and then I noticed my body was trying to fight something off. I felt sort of really violent body shakes, so I was walking home, I felt freezing cold, then I was sweating, and then I was so exhausted. I've never been so fatigued and fever in my life. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't move. I was wiped out for hours. I just had to sleep. I couldn't do anything else. My appetite also completely went. I didn't eat anything that day. My stomach was hurting, but nothing. Oh, God, I'm losing my voice. See, I'm not cut out for this get ready with me chatty stuff. This is so pathetic. I'm losing my voice telling you about my illness. Oh my God. Yeah, so I slept it off. The next day my energy was better. I still felt a bit weird, but my stomach was in so much pain. Again, I couldn't eat, and I was getting phantom smells of rhubarb's food. It sounds crazy, but no matter what room in the house I was in, I could smell her food and it was making me nauseous, which made me think that maybe subconsciously my body was saying, that's what made you sick. I'm still getting it now, like, I need to pack. I just can't be bothered to pack. It's more that I now have to steam and iron my clothes, pack all my skincare. Like, I'm the sort of person who kind of likes to just go with the flow with a lot of things. Actually, that's a lie. I am also majorly procrastinating because I have 2 drafts due by tomorrow. And I know I have to do them today because I'll be out on my way to Paris tomorrow. So I should probably do those. I should probably wrap up this very boring get ready with me that was not a get ready with me. So see what I mean about this haircut? I have to shave my head. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe the haircut made me sick. I think I was just so physically ill looking at my hair after that. Yeah, let's wrap this one up because this whole video has been a complete disaster. I will see you guys in Paris twice. I'm gonna have to find a way to make it interesting each time.